What can't you wait to get back to right after Ramadan ends?
Drinking coffee.
Cussing.
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. But let's get into it.
Girl, you've been cussing every podcast episode. What are you talking about?
No.
Accidentally.
Yeah, they're accidents. And also, right now, every time I cuss, I go, sorry, God. Stuck for
That's a wild thing to say. I can't wait to get back to cussing. Well, you might as well have been like, yeah, I can't wait to eat bacon right after Ramzan's over.
What exactly is the correlation between the two?
I can't wait to throw shots down right after Ramzan's done.
I don't think they're quite the same thing.
Yeah, but it's like it's like the gateway.
Are
Yeah.
movies not the gateway?
No, because
Movies-
You can watch religious movies.
Movies are like the perfect pipeline to porn.
Whoa.
what kind of movies are you watching?
I mean, they're both videos.
No, I'm not watching adult films. I'm talking about I think it's more of a time thing actually. than
Yeah,
it is.
I was gonna say it's a time thing.
Because I've been like thinking about, oh yeah, I still got to watch this movie, that movie.
So you're not like against watching movies during Ramadan.
I think part of it is that
Okay.
it's like I'm already focused. I'm already
Yeah.
kind of like, if anything, I'll maybe like watch like a show. I don't know. I guess that's the same thing, but it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like while I was growing up, like I remember Ramadan being like during the summer, and like I'd just be inside like while my friends are playing outside, and it's like, what do I do? Like even if I like play video games, right? My friends are outside, so
Why weren't you outside?
So there's no, I don't know. It's just like an excuse like, oh, I'm fasting, so like I'm not gonna go outside.
That's how
and
the
stuff.
time would go by quicker, though, as a kid.
Wait, what about your Muslim friends? They weren't.
They were all inside too.
Oh,
No, but we'd hang out at night. So we'd
Okay.
hang out at night. My non-Muslim friends, they'd be out and about.
We'd be pressing full court basketball in this
That's
hot
dope.
summer
For
months.
me, I would just binge watch like random shows. So I just like finish through, and I'd be like, okay,
Okay.
Ramadan is like my show watching time.
Oh, really? You're like trying to pass the time. Yeah.
I think as a kid, like you kind of do that. You're like, what can I do to pass the time? That's what we were doing with trying to go outside and like spending a ridiculous amount of time outside, because you're like, the less time I have to think about,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Because like, I don't know. I feel like our parents also used to be like, I feel like making it a bigger deal than it was. If it was just like, oh yeah, we're just going to eat later today. I feel like that would have been easier than like, we have to like
No food, no water.
No food, no water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it was just like, hey, we're just like not going to eat until, much later, like no big deal. It's all good. Let's carry on as usual. Then I feel like it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But when we were like told like just no food, no water, and the way that I would see other aunties and uncle act like, oh my God, hon, like we can't do this. Like we can't go for walks. Like we can't do this. Like you're fasting. I'd go to the mall. My parents are like, you're fasting. And I'm like, you're going to get tired. I was like, from going to the mall.
It's weird. I hear that a lot, and like some people that kind of like are just like, oh yeah, we can't do anything because we're fasting all day. But I feel so like productive and wanting to do so much more stuff, because it's like eating to me on a regular basis is like, it's a chore almost sometimes, where it's like, oh, I gotta like stop to eat, and then eating takes up like an hour. Like sometimes if you have to go and get it, like, it becomes like this thing.
Yeah.
And without it, it's almost like you're just continuous on whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You just stay dialed in, and you don't have to eat.
Yeah.
I like to eat, by the way. Like some people, they're like, oh yeah, like I'm not a big food person. I love food.
Yeah.
But it's just,
It takes like time away from the day.
yeah. And so when you feast at night, and that's the only thing to do, and you're socializing at the same time, it feels like you've done everything you need to for the day, and it becomes this like reward.
Yeah.
I just like the setup of it.
Yeah. In middle school, we had these things called fun runs, and it was like 1.2 mile run, right? So like they would do that like once a month or
You talking
something.
about the game?
No. Like in school.
Oh.
Yeah. Like it was called Fun Run.
Okay.
You run 1.2 miles.
You know the app though?
Yeah. It's like an old, like
Because everyone used to play that at school.
But yeah, it was called
So real fun run.
Real Fun Run.
Okay.
And I guess they named it like that so kids could be excited to run and whatnot. So obviously, like every month they would do fun runs, right? But during Ramadan, like me and my Muslim friends would be like, "Oh, we're fasting, like we can't run." Like obviously, like we could, but we were just any excuse where we didn't have to do physical activity. That's what we did. And so then we're like, "Oh, we can't do the fun run." Meanwhile, the guy who came in second place was like full on fasting, like Muslim, and everyone like kind of knew. They didn't like he didn't announce that he was like fasting and whatnot. But we were the ones who were like, "Oh yeah, we're fasting. We can't run." Like we had to go.
You didn't have like practice and stuff during Ramadan?
I'm trying to think.
I remember having like volleyball, wrestling practice, basketball.
Even PE, my PE teachers would be like,
Track.
"We don't care. go run."
I'm talking about middle school and high school. I didn't do any spring sports. Yeah, I didn't do any spring sports. And wrestling was in the fall/winter, or no, winter. It was in the winter.
Okay.
So
You wouldn't
Ramadan.
have like practices coming up to it before the season starts?
Maybe some workouts, but like
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't like we'd have to like be in there in the summer and stuff
Gotcha.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hear like certain athletes. You know, like nowadays you hear like Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so that would always just like make me like really like motivated.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I always wanted to be the guy that like doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And does it, and then it was just like, this is time, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, you like you said earlier, like you're more focused. Like going to the gym now, like I know everyone that goes to the gym like regularly, they go to the gym during like Ramadan, and like I go too, and it's like right before iftar. For me, that's like perfect time.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that coffee though.
The coffee, yeah. I mean, I've been drinking chai, which is like that's like my routine. Like right after iftar, drink chai,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's like really nice. But
Yeah.
I do miss like the morning coffee and then like getting your work done throughout the day. Obviously, like
Yeah.
I am a little bit more focused, but I'm not as fast, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So that's what I miss.
I think when it comes to like, for example, coming on the podcast, or like when we go on like in the mornings, like early morning at the mosque to like set stuff up, those are times where it's just like when somebody brings coffees, it's just like one of those things that just like sets the like, all right, now let's do the work. You know what I mean? So then when it's not there, you're just like, oh man, without the incentive.
Well, even for like things that you have to be in charge of or like having to execute anything, I'm like, dang, this would be a lot easier. Like I ran a meeting and I did really well, but I did it low energy. And so it was like the way that I would have killed this had I had a little bit of caffeine in my system would have been fire. And look, of course, like you get praise like, oh yeah, like good job with the presentation. But I'm like,
But
no,
you
no.
knew.
But I knew
Yeah.
that it could have been so much better.
I remember being in like meetings and I would just be like a zombie. Like I legit, like my sleep schedule was like messed up. And I would just like, I was an NPC. Like legit during Ramadan. Like I'd be an NPC. Like I had no idea what went on in the meeting. I'm like, yeah. Autopilot. Like,
You know, in the future, we're probably going to have like battery signals above our head in the same way that we have on our phones.
Yeah.
So that people can just like, without even having to question you, go through the line of questioning of like, how are you? You get enough sleep, all that stuff. They can be like, oh, he's on 20%. Just don't ask him anything.
yeah.
And then if like people are fasting, then they would just know, oh, they're like, you know, low battery.
Low battery.
Welcome back to Strange Flavors, everybody. The strangest and greatest podcast
On
in
the
the planet.
game.
On the planet.
What is it?
It's in the game.
one.
It's in the game, but like someone changed it.
So-
one of you guys changed
No,
it.
I've
I
been
didn't
say-
change it.
I've
I
been-
wouldn't
I've been
change
saying
it.
in the game, and I always hear on the planet.
I think maybe Amber said it like enthusiastically. And then you switched.
And then I started saying planet.
I think so. Last time you definitely started it. So
I'd just be saying words.
yeah, she'd be saying words. I don't blame her. I blame you for like keeping it going.
Well, I mean, factually,
Can we
on
stop
the
it?
planet,
What?
The whole like trying to be in unison thing.
you
I was
never
about
want
to
to do
stop.
anything.
I was about to. No, honestly, I agreed with her, but then you guys kept it going,
Oh.
and then I was like, "Dang, okay, I guess we're doing
Okay,
this."
well, tell us, is it cringy or no? Friends listening.
Next week she's gonna be like, okay, tell us if this podcast is cringy or no, and then we'll stop.
and then we'll stop.
Guys,
Tell us
I
if
don't know if
you
you
think
know
our
this,
name is
but the
cringy.
biggest hater of this podcast
Is
is Amber Khan.
Amber Khan?
I'm not a hater. I'm
She's
just
literally
self-critical.
hates this podcast.
No, I'm just self-critical because I don't want to be like, you know, like I just want to make sure that like within our own bubble that we're also being critical enough on ourselves and not just like yes manning our way through.
You think that people listening are just like, as soon as that part comes, that we're in unison, they're just like, that's it.
That's it.
I've had it.
They're
I'm
just
done
like,
with this podcast.
okay, why is this still going on?
You know what they're saying? Why is this still going on to? This discussion right now.
Fair. That is fair.
We want to thank our patrons who are getting amazing bonus episodes every single week.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Go in
I just wanted to add some energy and enthusiasm.
I felt it.
You
Yeah.
felt it?
Yeah. Thank you.
It was low energy.
That's actually has his high energy too. So it gets confusing because sometimes when he's like really excited, he does that same exact the same exact woo with the 3 claps
Yeah.
that sound like the yeah, chat. Go in the link in bio.
Okay.
Yeah.
People nowadays walk around and they just call, instead of saying people, they say chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story.
I
Like in
love
real
this.
life.
It
They're
came,
like-
it came from the streams. Like
Yeah.
Twitch
It came from the streams. The
Yeah.
streams really blew up.
Yeah.
They'll be like, instead of saying like, what's up, dog? Or like, my mans or fam, it's like, yo, can I get a coffee chat? And it'll be
No,
like
they
a
don't say
barista.
to people.
They
do
say to people.
No, I thought it was more like people post on their stories and they kind of treat their like viewers on their stories as chat.
Or comment
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah.
I love when they're like so, it's just like a ridiculous TikTok, and the comment will be like, "Chat, is this real?"
Chat, what do we think about this?
Yeah. But they're referring to like the audience
The
now,
audience, yeah.
whoever's watching them as chat. And then now I've seen people do it in real life where they're just like, yo, chat, what's
Crazy.
good?
Oh, that's crazy.
like kids at my mosque and stuff, like they'll say stuff like that.
Really?
that-
Like
like
chat?
they'll walk in, all the kids are sitting around. They're like,
Assalamu
what's
alaikum,
up,
chat?
What's up, chat?
Imagine the imam like in 30 years. Assalamu alaikum, chat.
Instead of the Muslim chat.
But I like it. I feel like this is a nice like slang
Yeah.
term to.
It's funny. It's gonna get annoying in 2 years.
Yeah. Someone was saying like previously a lot of our vocabulary it came from like sports and stuff like that. And then now it's like more video game like influenced on like our slang. Like with like chat, like pwn, not that pwn is like more but like, you know,
Rono
noob,
Pono?
noob and
Rono
stuff.
Pono.
Yeah, Rono Pono. But people used to say like noob and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Wait, so what's the ones from sports? Like team, squad?
yeah, stuff like that. I wish I remembered, but my brain's not working. So
Okay.
My
I kind of see what you're saying
Yeah.
though. Like just, hey, sport.
my boss had like she used to say, "Hey guys" to everybody. And then we had a diversity training.
oh no.
And so they made it very clear that we're not supposed to say, "Hey guys," because there's girls in the group and there's whatever. But they didn't say it that clearly, but she felt guilty because every single time she would write in our group chat or like address us, she'd say, "Hey guys." So she replaced that by going, "Gang." And like she doesn't connect what gang is either, so she'd be like, "Hey gang."
Well, no, that's like when you have like a nice, sweet white lady say it. Like I remember in school, our teachers would say like, "Hey gang, let's all
gang,"
get
yeah.
our construction paper and glue out."
Yeah, but that was also part of the diversity training that we're not supposed to say
We're not
gang.
supposed to
gang.
gang either. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but then she like went from "Hey guys" to solely referring to us as gang.
That's hilarious.
Hey chat, just tell her to go
Hey
to
chat,
Hey chat.
"Hey chat."
But that sucks because I feel like "Hey guys" is such a good one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I say guys, like "Hey guys."
So
can you do
when I
'Cause
used
your
to be
male privilege.
this? Yeah. What do you say?
no, but
hey girls.
but guys accompanies
Girls and gals.
girls. No, what do you actually say? Like when you refer to like a bunch of people.
Hello, everyone.
No, you don't. You say guys. You're like, hey guys.
You
Even when
guys,
it's-
there's two boys.
No, even when it's like just girls, you'll be like, hey guys, what's up? Because
Yeah.
guys is not used in that way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what I say. I would say anything and hope it just goes.
But everybody knows what that means. Like when you say, hey guys, it's a group of people, same way as like gang or squad or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember the thing is that it like apparently offends, like if we're talking about like the left and the right, it offends both somehow. Because in my conservative small town, when I used to serve tables, I would go up and, sometimes introduce like, hey guys, how are you doing? And then I would have like one time these two ladies who were like, we ain't guys, we're gals. And then I was like,
Are you
oh
sure?
yeah, I'm sorry. And then I'd just be like, but then when I came back, I'd be like, "How are you guys doing?" And I didn't even like clock it.
Yeah.
And then she got like really upset. She's like, "Why do you keep calling us guys?" And I was like, I'm not referring to you as men or like
Yeah.
you know, whatever. It's just I'm referring to just people. That's what I usually say. And she's like, "Well, don't say no more." I was like,
you got to say what white people
Jeez.
say, which is party people. Hey, party people.
Yeah, hey, party
How's
people.
it going, party people?
God.
Or reverse, like be like, you know how they say like honey or something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe say it to them.
Oh, they
Darling.
find it
Darling,
very
yeah.
flattering. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, hey,
so then I
darling.
started going towards that.
Yeah.
Like early on, I didn't understand these things, but then when you call them like, "Hey, sugar, how you doing?"
Yeah.
"Hey, honey."
you be saying that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird when a younger person says it to an older person, no?
Yeah.
Miss. I like Miss.
Miss
Hey,
is
Miss, how
good.
you doing?
Miss, yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, yeah. Ma'am always
for
good.
one person.
Yeah.
I love calling girls babe.
Babe, okay.
Yeah. That's always fun.
I think we brought that
too.
earlier on the podcast. Me too.
Yeah. Anyways.
So chat, yeah. Be a patron and listen to our amazing bonus episodes. Get the merch, chat.
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 The merch is in the bio as
We're
well.
ruining it already.
We want to say Eid Mubarak, everybody. This is the Eid
Yeah,
episode.
Okay. Woo.
You guys aren't feeling the Eid?
I did my woo.
Yeah, yeah. Woo. woo,
Can we get the
woo.
claps with it?
Eid Mubarak.
Eid
Eid
Mubarak.
Mubarak. Are you guys hype?
I'm
so
actually really hyped.
Once we decide on a day, are you guys hype?
Yeah.
Literally.
The back and forth, the never knowing.
Yeah.
You know, they should give us 2 days off on a national level.
Yeah.
Like, why is
Knowing
this not a
us,
thing
we
yet?
pick the day after both of them.
Yeah.
Like when I see the Apple calendar, Google, whatever, on even like the physical calendars, they make these calendars ahead of time, obviously. So then it already picks a day for you what Eid is going to be.
We should follow Apple, not not the lunar calendar.
Imam Jobs,
Imam Jobs.
you want to follow him? Yeah. So it's like they all think that it's going to be that day, and some people even give off.
Yeah.
But my mosque, what they do is they print 2 like
Versions.
permission slips for kids.
Nice.
To like take off or whatever
Yeah.
on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. But I think people should just take off both days.
Yeah.
Just to be safe and because it's 2 days.
Yeah.
I did
Right?
take off both days, but
Yeah,
I wrote in there only one will be taken.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But now I'm like, I have 2 days off on the calendar. Like, should I just?
Yeah.
The Eid gong.
The Eid gong. Yeah. For people that don't understand, for some reason, like we have to decide on a day which day is Eid by looking at the moon sighting,
It's because we go by the lunar calendar.
and we go by the lunar calendar. So like, and it's not like we all look at the moon and stuff like that. It's like usually it's decided in Saudi Arabia, right? Like somebody, if they see it there.
The problem with this is that I feel like there's no other times that I feel like Islam is super outdated, except for when I'm telling people that like, oh yeah, like we go by the lunar calendar. Oh yeah, like we have to decide based off when the moon is like up, and then it just sounds very like not outdated, but very
You're
like
talking about the tradition, not like on the religion. You're talking about like
Yeah.
the way that like,
The way we decide.
because not everybody says that you have to go by, for example, like Saudi. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
go by your local mosque.
yeah.
Because we can scientifically see like what the moon is going to be like, you know, the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But because of the tradition, some people are like, oh no, like do it this way. So like we'll have in our entire mosque that's like, oh, let's all decide, you know, it looks like it's going to be on Wednesday. Let's go with Wednesday. But then like we'll have an imam come from outside and he's just like, I need to see it with my physical eyes. So then it depends on like who's kind of like in charge also.
Yeah.
So
I
we've
have an
had
idea.
different days
You
in the
guys
past.
should all just go with like your main mosques of your area. Whatever they're doing, you should just like follow that. There should be like per state, whatever the designated
Are
mosque
you
is.
are you
saying
referring
state?
to your mosque as the main mosque? Let's be
Yeah.
very clear. Your mosque is not the main mosque.
Okay, what is the main mosque?
I mean, it's
then?
one of the biggest.
it's
It's one of the biggest, but it's like you
just
it's
hate the
mainstream.
It's
you know what I mean?
mainstream, Yeah.
that's insane.
It's mainstream.
Like you don't want to
insane.
listen. You don't want to listen. You don't want to get a vibe for what the culture is because of the mainstream artists. You want to
You're
listen
right.
to like the underground. You want to listen to the up and coming.
They're like the star.
niche.
They're the Starbucks. We're like the local coffee shops. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And
Why can't we be the Dunkin' Donuts? Don't call Starbucks in a canceled time.
Okay, fine, Duncan.
I like to listen to niche things, and for that reason, I have a very niche mosque.
Okay, then go celebrate on a day that nobody's celebrating on.
No, actually, last time everybody in the state was celebrating a certain day, and your mosque
Yeah.
was celebrating a day later.
Day before.
Day before, okay.
And that was 3 years ago. You like to remind me of this every time.
Yeah, but like your mosque be doing stuff like that.
No, we
Let's
don't.
be clear.
No. It's the little mosques that have nakhre. Like they'll just be like, oh no, like I need to physically see it. We're like, let's go ahead and decide. What are we doing? Okay, cool. Sounds good.
It's kind of true.
And then the little ones are like
the
doing cusser
underground, artists that like they make the most noise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want to come for the throne, you got to like call them out.
Yeah.
Little dogs,
I
big
think
bark.
that we have the most Instagram followers, so that we're the most valid.
Oh boy, yeah, you guys are doing a lot of like the Instagram. I like your Instagram page. I'll say that you have a lot of these videos that are like couples from different areas, and they'll talk about like, where are you from? And there's like a lot of
and stuff like that.
People from all types of different places, and then they show like because your mosque is also very diverse, it'll be like, oh, what are you wearing? And so it shows that like Islam is not just like Arab culture. It's not Desi culture. It's not one thing.
It's also very inviting because like people will probably be like, oh, I don't have, like usually mosques are like predominantly maybe like one race or like majority ruled by one race. But this shows like, oh, like it's like a bunch of different races, a bunch of different cultures.
Yeah.
And they have like convert days. If like you're interested in Islam, you can come in and like they have like a whole setup. You could try on hijabs. You can
That's
like
crazy.
meet people, like
Wait, that's
ask
actually
questions.
dope.
And then if you do decide, they have like a convert box, like a revert box.
It's like a convention. Like you go and make your rounds.
And they give you like a translated Quran, a prayer. It's like a whole starter,
whole package?
Muslim starter pack.
Starter pack.
They actually have the same convention in a place called Jail. Have you heard of this? Most converts.
Yeah.
Most Muslim converts. Straight out of jail.
Isn't a lot of the Muslim converts in jail Nation of Islam?
You might be right.
Because, I have never really known anything about Nation of Islam, except I was on Instagram the other day, like scrolling through reels, and there was this nun looking person and this other one. They're like, I'm an FOI, I'm a GIT, and they're like, oh, of course I'm gonna do this. I'm a FOI, of course I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, oh, this is church stuff, that's why I don't understand it. And then it eventually gets to a part where they're like, Assalamu alaikum, brother, and he's like, wa alaikum assalam. And I was like, whoa, where are we? Where are chat?
Wait, what are you talking about? They just said salam to each other.
Yeah, but they were in
That's
a
when
religious...
she found out they were Muslim.
That they were Muslim.
Oh.
So then I was like, what's going on? So I went through her whole page. Come to find out that an FOI is Fruits of Islam. That's what they call the guys. And the girls, they're GIT. It's Girls in Training. And it's all a part of the Nation of Islam. And they have like their own prophet, apparently. And I like went through and I just went on like this deep dive search, and I was like, I don't really know if I've met many or if any like people from Nation of Islam.
Wow.
It's very cool.
My brother has this friend, he's a convert. And I asked him like, what's like the hardest thing to deal with like as a convert Muslim? And he was like, yo, some guy came up to me. He's like, yo, did you convert in jail? And he has like tattoos and everything like that. He's like, no, like I didn't convert in jail, bro. I was like, dang, that's a crazy comment to ask somebody.
That is crazy. It's like,
Or
what did they have you in for?
Or if they just go up to black Muslims, they're like, oh, like what brought you to Islam? And they're like, I was born here.
Yeah, like a lot of my black homies that like come to the mosque, like have been growing up with us or something. They'll still get asked like to this day by like a random uncle sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know if it's my bad hearing, but like Frost has a friend in his community, and like I go up to him, and for some reason I just didn't expect him to be Muslim, and then I go salam, like, or I go like, hey, what's your name? And then he said something, and like I said the most like black names. I was like, Tyree, like Tyrone. I just couldn't hear properly, but he was like, no. And then he had like an actual very Muslim name,
Tahir.
And I was just like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Who's been on our pod and talked about people like this.
I was one of them, but it was like very lighthearted, so I don't think he took it seriously or anything.
No, he's like a very good soul, and has always had a really great attitude about it. And usually they do, but it's crazy that like sometimes, especially amongst the Desi uncles, like they just like don't think twice, and it's not like their fault necessarily because of like what they've experienced, what they've heard, how it usually is. So I get it, but Yeah,
I had no excuse though.
I am not an
You're
uncle.
just a racist. Yeah, there was this uncle yesterday that we were like praying Isha, and then there was a kid. There's like a little kid next to him, right? And he goes, I just like overhear him like while we're all like making dua or whatever. He's just like, "Beta, why do you have nail polish on?"
He has nail polish on?
He had the little boy. He had a nail polish on, and then he's like, "You did it yourself?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why?" he's like, "I like it." And he's just like, "No, this is for boys. This is." He's like, "You're a boy. This is for girls. This is for girls." And he's like saying it. Everyone's just kind of like making the wall, like looking back. Who's saying this right now? He's like,
During the wa?
yeah. And then he's like, the kid, he like runs away. And then he's like, and the uncle starts kind of like steaming off. He's just like, "You never know these days. He, she, they, them.
Oh,
you never know."
no.
And we're just like,
How old
He
was
was-
the kid?
probably like 3, 4.
Oh, so it's like
Oh,
it's like a kid, not like
That's
a teenager
crazy,
in
yeah.
his angst phase.
Yeah, I was like, uncle, like, you could have just been like, he's just playing with his nail
Sister
polish,
stuff, yeah.
paint, whatever. But he was like, no, we have to be careful these days. Like, you never know the direction. He started going on a whole thing. It was just, I was like, that's crazy.
That's
It's wild. Did anybody call that uncle out? Like, chill out?
No, I mean, he was just kind of like doing his own thing. He was just like, he was having a mini rant to himself. It was just kind of like, they got what he was saying, but it was just like, bro, it was just like a little kid, like, relax.
Just like a little baby.
We don't know what's going on. No, but I'm really excited for Eid, especially at my niche mosque.
At your niche mosque.
Trust me, like, I know I say this, but like, it's a very unique like thing to witness. A mosque like that used to be a barn being renovated into like a proper building, and then like when we pray outside or even in there, like we have like 50 acres, right? And you're on a farm, so it's like it's a very different feeling than what I'm, I guess, used to traditionally. And then and by the way, guess where it is? It's right across basically from that ice cream shop that I always take
No
people
way.
to. Yeah. So you get
Frost has this thing where if we're ever meeting somebody that's not in our immediate friends group, I'll just at some point hear him go, "Yeah, like they have this cream of crab soup," and immediately I just know he's talking about this one
of the
small
greatest ice cream shops in the country,
in the
on the
small town that he
planet.
lives in, and it's the only thing he can ever talk about, because when people are like, "Oh, what's over there?" He's like, "There's this ice cream shop, but don't get the ice cream, get the soup. You have to get the cream of crab."
Yeah,
Chat,
even though
literally-
it's known for ice cream,
Yeah.
it's rated for ice cream.
Chat, it's rated number 4 in the country
For ice cream.
for ice cream.
For ice
Organic
cream.
ice cream on the right off the farm.
So then why are you always raving about the soup?
Yeah, it's
Because
not rated for the soup.
Because other things are really great, and the cream of crab soup, son, is so good.
It was all right.
You guys aren't like cream of crab soup connoisseurs. Like, you don't know.
I mean, I am a crab soup connoisseur. I'm a crab anything
You had
connoisseur.
it, right? Or no?
I've
Is
had
that how
like
you say that?
What?
Connoisseur.
Connoisseur, yeah. I've had like a spoonful of it, but to be honest, every time I go there, I want ice cream like a normal person.
No, that's the thing. You got to have the soup and then ice cream afterwards.
That's disgusting.
Cream, sweet cream.
Ew.
Anyways, right after you're done, you know, like having a nice time on the farm, praying there, everything like that, you go across to another farm, you get ice cream, and then on the way home is my eggs person,
Your egg dealer.
the
Egg
egg
dealer.
dealer, who is also on another farm. They got llamas, they got like all types of different animals. So it's just like it's a really unique experience in that way. Okay. But why Eid is gonna be awesome is because for the first time, we've never had a place like this, right? So first time we're having an Eid carnival.
Oh, wow.
And it's gonna be like magicians and
That's
Black
literally
magic?
haram. That's
Black
literally magicians are literally haram.
yeah, you're right. I don't know why we got a magician there.
What is going on?
A guy making like balloon animals, a huge moon bounce thing, hot dogs.
He's like, we got a clown.
No, we got a clown. I think we got a clown. I think it's a magician.
You know what they
slash
did? They
clown.
went to the party rental website and just said yes.
Yes.
They said
Yeah.
yes. They said yes to everything. I'm not even kidding. We got badminton tournament, flag football tournament, like all this stuff, and I'm just like, in the we were literally just like in a
Do you guys
small
have enough
place.
people for this?
Or money?
Oh, they have the money.
Oh,
but
okay.
but the people.
Or people. Yeah.
Well, so we're inviting other communities. they're literally like, tell everybody you know.
Yeah, I mean that's smart. You got to.
But the thing is, it's a lot of land, and then we have all of this. Like we've gotten to a place where the facility is there, and everything is like ready to go. And now we're focusing on the kids, which like I'm so happy about, because I feel like if you focus on the kids in any community, like that to me is a functional place.
Yeah.
Because if the kids are coming, that means the parents are coming. That means other kids want to come there. That's where they'll hang out.
And their memories will be grown with like that.
Yeah.
So.
And so you're playing, sports, you're doing other things. But then also like when it comes time for prayer, like the mosque is right there. You go in there and your foundation is like good.
Yeah.
It's for anything, like even if you are not considering religion, when you have like any sort of community where there's like a foundation, there's values and all of that, but then you do these other things that are like fun.
Yeah.
You're still grounded in like with your values and have that kind of like base to know who you are, where you come from, like the honor with your families and the community interactions that you always keep. So we're like so excited about this carnival going
Is
on
it
because it's the
happening
first of
on
many.
Eid?
On Eid, yeah.
I don't like that.
Why don't you like that?
Because like I feel like Eid is like reserved for like what you already have going
Yeah.
on, like the family stuff and like
Our Eid festival's on the weekend, like on Saturday.
Usually Eid parties take place
Oh, okay. That makes
after
sense.
Eid, but like
Well, so
on
everybody that we're gonna be seeing is already there. So
how
we
are you
pray
booking
in the?
all these things for possibly 2 different days?
I think they booked it for Wednesday.
Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Wait,
Oh, like on a weekday? Yeah, that's a good point. It is
wait,
cheaper.
but also you guys pre-decided without seeing the moon that you're gonna book it all for Wednesday?
When you're niche,
When you're niche, you do whatever.
there's nobody is gonna check on us. We could do it on Thursday if we wanted to, and people would be like, "Yo, it's pretty lit. They got a carnival going on."
Yeah.
At that point, you could be like post-Eid carnival.
Post Eid card.
Yeah, you guys should come through to the Eid carnival.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
It sounds hype. It's just. On
I don't know if
Wednesday.
I'm gonna really enjoy a magician in the middle of nowhere.
It's not for you. It's for the kids.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What is there for me?
You could be the clown.
You can.
People could be like, "Oh, you guys got 2 clowns? 2 clowns. Let's go. Yeah, Eid Mubarak. It's a very interesting time, this Ramadan, because of the state of the world, right? We know what's going on in Palestine. But then on top of that, we've got, we had a lunar eclipse, and then we had this earthquake, and then we've got this solar eclipse coming up. And I don't know about like your guys' moms, but mine, anything like this even subtly happens, she's just like, it's the end of times. It's here. Like she's accepted it.
Well, can Shamir, as my designated nerd friend,
Yeah.
can you explain to me what a solar eclipse is?
It's when like the moon and the sun, their size ratio. Okay, this is sounds. So the moon is like closer than
Yeah.
the sun, right? But when they cross paths, which only happens like once every couple of years, cross paths in a way where the moon like 100% covers the sun, so it shows like this glowing ring. So like it doesn't happen often. Like sometimes the moon will pass by the sun, but it's only part of the sun and whatnot. But this is when it's like completely covering.
Covered.
So it'll be like
And-
daylight out, and then for like, what, 2 to 4 minutes?
Yeah.
It'll be like nighttime.
And you can only see it in like certain angles, and that angle is like a line. Like everywhere else, you'll only see the moon cover like 75% of the sun or whatnot.
Oh, is that why people are like trying to go to like the
Yeah.
northeast
Yeah.
to like see it in that exact
Yeah.
for like those 2 to 4 minutes? You
Yeah.
actually went to go see the solar
I
eclipse.
went in 2017 or 2018.
You went to Vermont then?
It was Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
They're
I
right
s-
next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I saw.
Wait,
What?
you think Vermont and Tennessee are actually next to each other?
I don't know.
She doesn't know geography.
I don't know geography.
She just accepted it so quickly. I was like, wait, we can't. It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
worried.
Know. Yeah, I don't know geography.
All right, we'll
I don't
teach
know.
you.
No, but like
Yeah.
They're
this
not close to each other.
This is a well-known fact about me. Like you could be like, yeah, like
Vermont, like
Florida's
all
like
the way northeast.
3 states away, and it'd be like cool.
Cool.
Tennessee is like the south.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that now. Like Tennessee is the South.
I just didn't like how quickly you accepted it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Anyways.
I saw the total eclipse. So there's solar eclipse and there's total eclipse.
What's the difference?
Total is like moon completely covers the sun,
Okay.
which is like insane. Like I saw it for 3 minutes.
So that's why I get confused because they're like, oh, this only happens once in whatever many years. I'm like, I feel like you guys say this every year.
Yeah.
No.
So total eclipse is what you saw.
Total eclipse, yeah. So the total eclipse, you can actually take off the glasses and stare directly at the sun because it's completely covered by the moon.
So why is it harmful to your eyes?
So it's harmful. So the reason we have to wear glasses here is because it's only partially covering the sun.
And you're not supposed to look
Bro,
at the
that's
sun.
not real.
So there's a ray of like sunlight that still goes on. So you can't like stare at it. You're still looking at the sun. So it's going to burn your eyes. But in total eclipse, the moon's completely covering for 3 minutes. So you can like completely look at it.
I've been looking at the sun since I was a kid.
Don't you wear glasses?
No, I don't wear glasses. And that's not why. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. The only thing that happens when I stare into the sun is that it makes me want to sneeze. That's the only thing that happens.
So you can stare at the sun right now.
Yeah, I've been staring at the sun.
You're not staring at the sun.
No. I'm staring at the sun.
You're not staring at
Trust me. But I haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
But I know that like I've stared directly at the sun before. You're not gonna go blind.
Yeah, but you're going to have issues.
You
Yeah.
can't. You physically can't at a certain like you start like really like
You could be like,
It like hurts.
it hurts.
Yeah.
So you can't even do it. It's not like I'm like eyes just like staring like
No, but imagine
For, like,
staring
minutes.
at it like and it doesn't hurt. And everything's dark in the middle of the day.
that's wild. Wait,
Yeah.
so is it going to happen during the day?
Yeah, it happens during the day, and then so when I saw it, like it completely goes dark for like 3 minutes.
Do we know what time it's going to happen at?
It's different times depending on the location. I don't know what time is it here, but yeah. So then all the crickets start chirping, and they think it's nighttime. And like birds start like flying.
Yo, can I
and
say
stuff
something
like
about crickets? Crickets are dumb, bro.
that. Yeah, they are.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But
They're
that's their natural
As
like.
soon as it gets dark, so you're telling me if I cast a shadow on some crickets, they're just gonna start chirping because they think it's
a
nighttime?
big enough shadow.
Crickets
probably.
are so dumb,
I
bro.
mean, then humans are dumb too because when it's gloomy outside and it's not bright, then we tend to be more tired. So kind of same energy. Because like
No.
our brains are like, okay, sunlight, daytime, go out.
We also
No,
get energy
dark.
from the sun.
But that's the
Yeah.
entire day. This happens for like 2 minutes. Crickets
Yeah,
need to
but
calm down. Wait, is it true that cicadas are coming back too?
There's different breeds of cicadas, and the one that we have to worry about is like the one that comes up every 17 years. That one already happened.
What do you worry about?
Like they like have a huge infestation. Like they're on
Yeah.
everything. They're everywhere.
so why shouldn't we be worried about these ones?
These ones are like way less infesting.
Oh, okay.
They're like at a smaller level, and there's different
They're
versions.
niche
of,
cicadas.
they're niche cicadas, and there's like different versions that come up at different times, but they're not that cicada.
These cicadas are on Desi Standard Time.
These
They're like,
cicadas are
we come out every
called-
30 years. Forget the 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones are called. Well, I got an article sent to me. It said hypersexual zombie cicadas that are infected with sexually transmitted fungus expected to emerge this year.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. These are STD cicadas?
STD cicadas.
Well-
This is posted by CBS News.
So basically, I learned this when I actually ate a cicada.
You ate a STD?
Yeah. No, the lady
Didn't we
was.
all eat cicadas?
We did, right?
You brought some for us. The peanut butter
Yeah, yeah,
cicada.
Okay.
Yeah.
It tasted like a Reese's cup.
Yeah. So basically, the lady was telling me like how cicadas work, and she was like, "Yeah, I think the guy, as soon as she like, they like
Mate?
mate. I'm just gonna think of the word. As soon as they mate,
You're like, "Smash."
as soon as they mate, like I think the guy just like dies, like he just
Oh, bust a
Oh,
nut and
that
just
is
rip?
so iconic.
he just dies.
We love the girl for that. She's like, I don't want that guy cicada around anymore. Let me just go
No.
whack him off.
What are you wait, what are you talking about? That's not a plus for the girl. She's left alone. For the guy, this is the best version of post nut clarity you could ever have.
It's the best way to die. Like
I don't know. If a girl wants to be like, let's just get rid of him.
Yeah, but that's not what cicada girls are thinking.
yeah, they're not thinking that.
Have you talked to a cicada girl?
Well, they're alone.
They're
That's why they die. They're like,
no,
I'm
but
depressed.
then they have like a girl army because they're just killing off all the men and like getting
but
together.
the boys, they're just like, Bust a nut.
Bust a
and
nut.
R.I.P. We
Peace.
out. That's all I was rebirthed to do.
Yeah.
I came out. I did my thing.
Imagine
we out.
Imagine like a Pixar movie for cicadas,
Dude.
And they're like, "Yo, I'm about to bust my nut in 2 days." They're like, "I'll see you there in the afterlife, man."
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Once
Cicadas
cicadas,
really
emerge from the ground, they molt into adults within 1 to 10 days. The fungus causes the backside of their abdomens to open up. A chalky white plug erupts, taking over their bodies and making their genitals fall off.
Dang. Oh, so they have to, I think, mate.
I'm bricked up right now. I'm
bricked
up. Cicadas
That's
get down like
wild.
that. Okay, so yeah, this solar eclipse is happening, and my brother got the T-Mobile glasses. T-Mobile gives us all types of perks, right? Last time we got the P Diddy's,
You guys
aka
are
the
on the
Crazy Puffs.
T-Mobile deal.
They're like, "Yeah, we got our house from T-Mobile." Like,
Dower wakes up in the morning on Tuesdays and goes phone to
Tuesdays.
phone. Is like, he takes my mom's phone, my dad's phone. He makes sure, like, are you going to eat this? No? Okay. I'm going to send this screenshot to myself. I'm getting this many subs. I'm getting this. He makes sure to, like, really just milk the heck out of those perks. Like, T-Mobile Tuesdays are, like, Christmas for him every single Tuesday. Eid, sorry.
respect.
They hand out like free stuff occasionally, like a hat or something. And I was getting my phone fixed one time while it was a T-Mobile Tuesday, and it was just Indians coming in being like, "Can I have one for me, my wife, and my 2 kids?"
Exactly. Yeah.
One after the next, after the next. Like no white woman came in there like, "Can I have a T-Mobile hat?"
Yeah, my mom will be like, "Oh, I saw T-Mobile is giving umbrellas today. Go get some so then I can send them to Pakistan."
Wait, you can just go into the store and pick up your T-Mobile Tuesday stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's usually out because people like
Yeah.
that are
Go.
like fiends,
Yeah.
like us, like they'll just go early and just get their free stuff.
Wow.
Sometimes it's nice things,
Yeah, yeah.
like things that you're gonna be using.
I remember back in the day, like it would be free movie tickets. And I'd be like, "Yo, this is awesome." And it'd be for like a brand new movie. It's
Yeah.
not even like an old movie.
We still get like $3 tickets.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
trust me.
But speaking of solar eclipse, did you guys see all these theories about the solar eclipse?
Like the world ending that he was talking about?
Yeah, but like they're like, "Oh, all these things are connected, like the bridge falling down
All right.
and the earthquake happening
Diddy,
are all."
Did he?
Epstein's Island, Nickelodeon.
I know you're not making fun of this because you're the biggest conspiracy theorist that on this pod.
I'm turning into it.
Yeah.
He was 3 weeks ago.
I'm with
Seems
you.
like
No, I'm with you. I'm following. I'm just saying, like
Okay.
let's do this.
Yeah. So they were saying that like it has to do with astrology, like the solar eclipse has something to do with astrology, and like based off of that, all these things were predicted. Like the bridge fall was predicted. The earthquake.
Bruh, your zodiac sign did not tell you that the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore was going
How
down.
come you didn't stop it? You
They're
knew
like,
and you didn't stop?
They're like, my Aries sign told me
Yeah.
that in Baltimore this would happen.
They need to be arrested. They
Did
knew.
you see that guy who was on TikTok who he didn't plan? He predicted that the bridge fall was going to take place.
No, I didn't see that.
Well,
Was it true?
I mean, it happened. The bridge fell when he said it was going to fall.
Wait, you watched his TikTok?
I watched all the TikToks explaining his TikTok because his TikTok is now removed.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, there's also guys that like will make these Super Bowl predictions, but all you got to do is find one guy who made that prediction.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
No,
The real thing to look into is The Simpsons.
yeah.
The Simpsons gets things right.
No, there was also like a couple, like Halloween, I guess, like what, 8 years ago, and the guy was wearing a Travis Kelce, the other one was wearing Taylor Swift, and this was like they're a couple together, but they didn't know what to wear,
No.
and this was like 8 years ago.
That's so funny. Well, yeah. So apparently they're predicting and they're saying that also Mercury's in retrograde right now
In Gatorade,
in Powerade. But apparently, based off of your zodiac sign, because of the solar eclipse, there's going to be a lot of changes happening in the world. There's like all these things. So if you are a human and you have a zodiac sign, go see how the solar eclipse is apparently affecting you.
And you're telling me right now there's not change happening in the world?
where do you check this?
On TikTok.
You check on TikTok, like
Yeah.
okay,
No, you check on this app called CoStar, right?
Oh yeah, I did check on CoStar.
See?
too.
what did
I knew it.
CoStar say?
Well, CoStar didn't say anything specifically about the eclipse. It just told me I'd have trouble with thinking and creativity for the next 4 days.
Is that true?
I mean, I've been a little
It's been
bland.
4 years. Amber's not being creative 4 years ago. So you
It's
really
like, I think my
that,
app is glitched.
yeah. You really think that the astrology is going to be accurate on this?
I'm fasting and I think astrology is haram, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh my god.
But ask me after Eid.
Oh, so you're not only excited to get back to cursing, but to astrology after Ramadan.
I am not saying that out loud.
It sounded like that's what you said.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't know what the moon and the sun have to do with what. That makes sense. What does the moon and the sun have to do with the stars? A lot. So
Yes. The sun is a star.
yeah, but shut up. You know what I mean. Anyways, I was just wondering if you guys were hip to any of the conspiracy theories. Apparently, we knew about all the things that are happening, and there's more predictions that are happening.
How come we don't like preemptively like watch out for these things?
Well, that's what everybody's doing. They're saying that like,
What do you
feel
mean?
stay inside, keep your doors shut, like lock your windows during the solar eclipse.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like anybody that predicts something, keep them like high alert. Like be like, all right, predict the next thing. We'll watch out for it. Like, you know, if this bridge guy
To test.
to test it, like, okay,
Okay.
so he's had one right thing, right? The bridge falling.
Yeah.
Let's say we keep him in a room. I don't know, maybe watch him, monitor him. Be like, yo, predict the next thing. We'll watch it. If it happens, if it doesn't, like we just
The government's just going to kill him.
This is what they did with the prophets. When people make no, seriously, this is what when people make claims, and then you got to test them.
Yeah.
And then the prophets they stood the test.
They stood the test. So we should test them too.
Yeah.
And
If
then
they're gonna make-
sometimes you get accused of witchcraft.
That's fine. As long as they know like what's working, what's not. They might be a witch. As long as we just keep an eye on them. They're scary. Because he didn't do enough to help us stop the bridge.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's just too much going on for like people to care at this point. It's like, all right, whatever happens in the solar eclipse, it's like, yeah, I'm over it at this point. Like
Yeah.
if aliens come down, they abduct us. It's like, this isn't bad compared to what I thought it might be.
That's a part of your astrology though.
Oh my god,
Like-
what does my astrology
Like
say?
just being a part of like being over it and like being like tired and like while Mercury's in retrograde. Like
Wait, so you guys aren't tired and over it?
yeah, but I'm
I've
sure
been
there's
tired and over it since the first time.
Wait, was it part of his astrology?
probably. And you know, it's a shedding time for all of us.
What's a shedding time?
Like right now, we're like shedding and we're like gonna have a brand new
Like balding?
start and a brand new beginning at the end of this.
Wow. Wait, what's Mercury in retrograde? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I have zero clue what that means.
Maybe it's a planet.
The planet, yeah, is
And it's like,
Mercury goes back to the 70s. That's what it is.
the hand comes in. You like look in the
Mercury
telescope.
turns into a disco ball. It's like, forget the lunar eclipse, bro. It's a party.
It says Mercury in retrograde is an optical illusion. Mercury appears to move backwards from our view here on Earth. Astrologers believe that during this time, technology and communication can be disrupted, putting a damper on everyone's
See that?
mood and increasing negative
Illusions.
emotions such
Magicians.
as anger, anxiety, resentment, and
Haram.
sadness. Don't talk about magicians when you hired one for your masjid on Eid.
When I was little, we also hired a clown magician then too. So we've been at this.
Yeah.
We really
No.
support the clown magician community.
I would argue, like, you know, be like, that's fine.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids, right? But it's a weird thing for a masjid to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have it on the flyers too.
The guy, picture of the guy.
Did nobody like stop and be like, maybe not this one?
No, if it's for the kids, we just kind of like just do whatever.
Aren't you supposed to be like putting them
What if it's a Muslim magician?
the right?
Like halal,
That's double
halal
wrong.
magic.
Actually, we used to have a Muslim magician. He was our imam, and then he was no longer.
He was doing
Sorry,
the wrong magic.
He disappeared. He Harry Houdini'd himself.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was doing the wrong magic.
Yeah, they also said the world was going to end in 2012. Remember that?
Were you guys scared for that? I thought
I was kind of hyped.
Oh, you did.
I thought the world was gonna end, but I was like, let's do this. Like I was ready.
What was your let's do this pose?
I don't know what is there a pose.
Well, like, aren't you like just embracing? Like, are you in like a
I
Superman
was like-
pose,
I
or like
remember I
Did
was
you have
just-
like a strainer on your head with like
you're a
wooden
Spider-Man
No.
fan? Maybe you're going out like with a web sling.
I think I was like out with friends, and we had like school the next day, and
Did you take like a deep breath or anything?
yeah, we just like look at the clock and we just go. It's like 12,
Did you make like a
and then we were just like looking around.
some
all
phone
of you
calls?
guys,
They
all
were
of your
just like-
friends thought that.
No,
Did you make,
two
like,
of them
phone
like
calls?
didn't care. They just wanted to hang out. The other one was like maybe like less enthusiastic about me. But
Did
they
you
were so
write like a
enthusiastic.
letter to like the girl you never had or anything like that?
No.
Did you ever like admit like all of your lies to your parents or anything?
No.
You were just gonna go
Yeah, I
out.
was right. Because it was like we all experienced this together. So I was like, all right, let's do this as a squad.
Didn't Jay Sean have a song about like partying like it's the end of the world, partying like it's 2012?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Jay Sean fan.
There was a movie too?
Featuring Nicki Minaj.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
There was a movie
It came
2012.
out in 2010. So they're like partying like it's 2012.
that was definitely a quick like let's try to like get some hits on
Yeah.
this real quick.
Also, they thought the year 2000 was going to be the end of the world too.
Because they're like it's the new
But that was the beginning for us. That's when we gained consciousness.
facts. Yeah.
What happened with this? You had an encounter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shamir.
So yesterday, actually, it's like a short story, but it's nice. Yesterday, after like iftar, we go to a boba spot, and I walk in, like I'm one of the first people, and I see this like white guy that looks very familiar. It looks like this Mormon I used to know. And so then, you know, like when you walk in somewhere,
Sounds like a Green Day song. The Mormon I used to know.
You know how like you see someone in public and you just don't know if it's fully them. You kind of like do a double take, and then you're like,
Did you like go to
Eyeing them
school with
down.
this person?
I'll tell you the context.
Okay.
But
Yeah, you don't know. You can't like really go up to them, right?
yeah. So I'm like staring, and then like
Staring at the sun too long. You
it
have blurred vision.
confirms. Like I confirmed it. So I do this like, and I smile, like
You did a pedo stare?
Yeah, I did a pedo stare. And I like smile and just waiting for him to like detect my eyes, right? And so it's a 45-year-old white man, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And so then he looks
Pedo
at
on
me.
pedo.
He looks at me, and then he smiles big. He's like, "No way!" And then he stands up and gives me a big hug. And this was my when I used to work at a real job.
Your coworker.
My coworker, he was a 45-year-old. He was sort of like my mentor, but he wasn't supposed to be my mentor. So I had a manager, and that manager assigned me a mentor, and that mentor would be like, "Yeah, do this," and then like go on about his day. This white Mormon guy, he was just like bored at work all the time. He would also do his work, but like he would just always talk with me, and so he'd always like tell me about like Mormonism, and I would tell him about like Islam. He would always ask about like Islam and stuff. So we had like great like religious conversations about each other's religions and stuff like that. And we just had like a great time. So he became like sort of like my mentor that wasn't supposed to be my mentor. So we just like always just hang out and all that stuff. So I haven't seen him in like 5-6 years. And so when he gave me that hug, I was like, yo, and he's like, how you doing? How you doing? And then he like sent me a sweet message. He's like, yo, it's really nice to see you and stuff like that. But it was really nice. That's just my story.
He didn't do any Mormon stuff on you?
No. The funny thing is like we would make fun of each other's like religions and stuff like that. He'd be like, oh, you're Mormon. He'd be like, oh, you're Muslim and stuff like that. And we just like joke around and stuff like that.
Right, you got to get him to take you to Disney World.
The Disney World?
Yeah, there's this church in Silver Spring.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's Disney World. Everyone always asks when they come here, is like, is that Disneyland? Like, is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
And
here,
you
but it was
drive
a
by
giant
it
Mormon
on the
church.
highway going to DC every time.
Yeah. So he said it's been closed for 16 years. However, they're renovating. And
Oh, really?
They don't allow non-Mormons to go. But
But do they allow Mormons to go?
yeah.
But
If you're
it's-
Mormon, you have like a ID, and then you like, I don't know if you scan it, but like they know who you are, and then you walk in. So like you can't just like randomly convert and then, go in there. And you can't be a guest unless they have like events where guests are allowed.
You have to be Mormon chat.
You have to be Mormon, yeah. But they have these Christmas parades. You can be like outside of it. But you can't go inside.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
So you can do that.
Oh, well,
It's
then tell
been
him to-
closed for a long. Why did they close it?
It's closed for outsiders.
Oh.
Mormons go all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
But they were renovating recently, and I think they allowed like guests to come in and see everything.
Tell him then to take you to an all-inclusive trip to Utah.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's from
God.
Utah.
He is?
Yeah. That's why he was so intrigued with me, because he just wanted to know more about Islam. He's only been around Mormons. So when he moved here,
I want to
Why
go to Utah
Utah?
so bad.
Why Utah? Why are they based in Utah?
It's because they have like their own bubble there.
yeah,
I know, but like, why?
It's like
how'd
why
they pick Utah?
Dearborn?
Yeah.
Right.
Why Dearborn? Yeah, their bubble's huge, and I think like they're a very strict religion. I would argue stricter than ours. Like
Yeah.
they cannot drink soda, and they say it's like a caffeine thing.
They can't drink
They can't
caffeine.
drink caffeine, and so it like literally says in there they can't watch rated R movies, like specifically. Like if it's rated R, they cannot watch, and other stuff too.
Yeah, they can't cuss.
Yeah.
And there's like all these, and they have like strict like universities where you have to like follow the Mormon rules and stuff. And so there's people who like went on their campus and did one of those like interviews, and they're like, if you had to cuss or like kill somebody, like what would you do? People were like conflicted.
That's hilarious.
Between cussing and killing somebody?
They're like,
Cussing is way too hard. Stab somebody. That sounds good.
So funny. But yeah, that was my Mormon homie.
I just wish there was more Mormon in that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you left the Mormon out of the Mormon story, bro.
This is
was
my
just-
Mormon homie. Yeah.
Love that for you.
New Green Day song coming out,
But
2024.
isn't it nice to like, I guess, see someone you haven't seen in like 5-6 years, but you guys used to be super close. Maybe it's like a coworker or something like that.
I feel aged when I do that.
Really?
Yeah, like I was at the mosque and I just hear like Amber, and like I turn around and I see a familiar face. Couldn't quite put it together. Come to find out that when I was 16, her daughter used to attend the school that I used to work at. And those kids that were in school there when I was 16, if they were 5, they're like about to be 20. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a weird situation to see them because it ages me a lot.
Yeah.
Cause I don't feel that old until I see like a 15-year-old, but I've been with them.
When they're like 3 or 4.
Exactly.
Yo.
What this happened yesterday at the mosque. I ran into like
The Mormon gong.
Mormon gong. I ran into students that I used to teach, and now I feel like that teacher that you see at like the
That's
grocery
not
store or
supposed to be
something.
outside of school.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me.
You guys have an outside life? Like,
Yeah. It was crazy, bro.
That's wild.
Let's close it there and take the rest of the Patreon where it'll get nice and
can we get a sneak peek of your story?
Yeah, I just have a funny, wild story from this past week. You know, people from the Patreon know that it gets
Bobby's
it gets funky. It gets funny, and we spill the tea on the Patreon, and they know that.
I
so.
hope somebody didn't hear your last Patreon episode.
Yeah.
Because you were
Well,
wilding on that.
Yeah,
We have to bleep out.
I stopped getting replies to texts, so I'm pretty sure that it.
Is there a follow up to that story from last week?
There is not a follow up except
Okay.
for the fact that they texted me, I replied, and I did not get a reply back. And so
Dang.
I was like, yeah, I mean, the titling probably didn't help either.
You titled it.
I did title it. I just don't be caring. I am going to have to go on an apology tour after this podcast
You think so?
eventually.
Oh.
Apology tour coming up. I have a follow-up update to a story I told last time. Remember there was a burping uncle
Yeah.
that was just absolutely gassing up the whole mosque?
You guys solved it?
So a few uncles came together and they got him a mask, a designated mask. And literally when everyone's standing in line, they turn around and make sure that he has his little muzzle on to make sure that he doesn't burp and
Blow.
blow to everybody. They literally call him out and they're like, you have it on, you have it on. He's like, I have it on. And it's like duct taped him. It's so tight on. He has to explain to people. He's like, I'm not sick. I just have this issue.
Oh, so they went up to him and they're like, bro, what's up with the burping? And he's like, I have.
People had enough.
Was it your dad? It wasn't your dad, right?
My dad didn't, surprisingly, but then he was like, "Oh, good, like he has it on now." Yeah.
But like they're openly addressing him to make sure, like out loud, that he has his mask on. That's so embarrassing.
But it's respectful too. Like they're one kind of looking out for him, but two, like he's like accepting the judgment, or
They
like
were all
accepting his-
joking around about it because like uncles in our community, like they'll be savage sometimes, and they're just like, "Oh, make sure he has it on. Make sure he has it on." So it was just like I just saw him, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like he only takes it off when he like eats. I feel kind of bad
Wait,
now,
even
but
when he's not praying, I thought it was just when he was
he
praying.
has it on all the time. He's like talking to people, like socializing. He has the mask on. I think he has a problem.
yeah, gas problem or something.
Yeah, he got that chamber in him. Just letting him go.
That's wild. I'm
right.
glad to hear though that there was a solution.
Yeah.
Mosques need to start investing in muzzles for uncles.
Niche moss, niche
It's a
problems.
niche mosque
This
problem.
is
Niche
definitely
solutions.
niche mosque problem. for
Niche
sure.
makeshift solutions. We renovated the mosque, then we renovated his mouth. Okay. All right. Thank you for everybody for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.